How's the Raider Nation? Welcome into another podcast video, whatever you want to call it, here on YouTube or wherever you find it. Gonna add it on Twitter, Instagram, even maybe Snapchat, who knows. But we're gonna talk about the keys to victory coming up against the Patriots and going back a little bit this past Monday night after our big win over the Green Bay Packers. All those cheeseheads left mad of their devastating loss, 17-13, but Raiders got a much needed win, and let's talk about it, man. First of all, let's go into the preparation for this game. Believe this is a game the Raiders should have won, and they did, but not by the type of game we thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more high scoring, but our offense still looks not good. Josh McDaniels made some questionable play calls, especially with time management in the first half, even later on in the game, going into the later stages in the fourth quarter. We got the win, and that's all that matters because you know where we come from. The Al Davis just win, baby. High props to our defense. Patrick Graham's been stepping up this year, and maybe it's because he did move up in the booth or up in the skybox from the last two previous years. So maybe that's it. But he did have success in the Giants, so maybe he just needed to get that better view up top. So maybe that's why our defense been playing better. But that's what saved the game for us because man, this offense struggling. This offense was supposed to be the Raiders' best weapon, is not, and the defense been playing like the offense should be playing, and this offense needs to get better. And the question is just Josh McDaniels needs to focus a little bit more on other things than play calling. You know, give responsibilities a little bit more to Lombardi, our OC, and maybe this team sharpens up a little bit. The O line hasn't been playing good. Josh Jacobs constantly getting stuffed in the backfield, even though he had a lot of good runs on Monday night, a little couple ones and key ones in that last drive we scored. That big run, that big juke off Alexander, the corner for the Packers. But yeah, man, let's get into it. First of all, the Packers, not a good team, winnable game, and we did. But this defense, man, Max Crosby, you can get from him week in and week out, and that's what you got. He had a couple sacks, or I believe two or three. But Spillane, man, to me, Spillane should win Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC. But man, this guy had a career game, 2 picks coming in. He only had 1 career pick, and he leaves with 2 off Monday night. But the man at the end that made the big catch, our 2020, I believe 4th round pick, Roberson, what I know, but you can pronounce it Robinson. Amik had a big pick, and I've been praying and hoping the Raiders play this guy more because the only thing I say about him that beats him is his height because he's a short guy, 5'8", 5'9". But man, he elevated for that pick. He got beat off the ball but recovered tremendously because Watson had him. Good thing the defense applied pressure. Jordan Love lofted it up short and he came up with a big play, and that's what winning teams do. A lot of times Raiders don't come up with those plays, but this one he did. And this defense saved McDaniels' probably job because if they lose this game, and probably even this upcoming game, man, people are going to want to see him gone. I still want to see him gone. I haven't seen nothing from him that makes me see, oh, this is a head coach that could take us into the playoffs and win some games in the playoffs or overall the next couple years, 4, 5 years, in the future and be successful. But other than that, the defense played great. The offense shaky. Get Hunter Renfrow more involved. Adams wasn't involved, but that's more because the Packers took him out. And probably because he was hurt that shoulder still. And we did see a lot of Trey Tucker in this game. And he had a big run for, I believe, 34 yards in the first half. And then we tried a little bit more things. But once again, Jimmy G put us in a bad situation, put our defense in a bad situation when he threw that pick into triple coverage, man. I think Adams will open in the corner over there. He ran like a little corner route. He threw into triple coverage. I don't know what he was seeing. There's not that much pressure on that play. And boom. Give momentum back to the Packers, something Jimmy G can't do. He leads the league in interceptions, and it's just unacceptable. And the thing that I liked about McDaniels this game, he did get on Jimmy G for that. He did go after him a bit after that and coached him up a little bit. And that's what you need, man, not just for a rookie, O'Connell, but for Jimmy G, man. This guy's a veteran now. And that's what I liked about what I seen from McDaniels on Monday. Finally, he yelled at him, which, all good coaches do and teach him up, that you just can't do that again. Give momentum back to a team that didn't have any when you had it all going into the second half. You score right there, maybe you put this game out of hand, and maybe you score more than 20 points. And that's another thing our offense hasn't done all year is score 20 points, man. Good thing our defense been elevating each and every game, but our offense just can't put our defense in bad spots. But the thing that I believe helped our defense is even though when we were scoring on offense, we did hold the ball for a long time. I think we led the time possession by 4 minutes, and that helps the defense. Even though you're not scoring, it doesn't give them just 3 plays and then getting back on the field. It gives them enough time, 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives, even though we're not scoring, time to recover, breathe a little bit, and get back to it on defense. But let's move on now because we got the revenge game. Bill Belichick's coming in this week Sunday, and he's going to want to get his revenge because what happened last year. Our player now, Jacoby Myers, tried to chuck it back to Mac Jones, and Chandler Jones, which is not on team anymore, ran it all the way back. Instead of going overtime, we won at the end of the fourth. And Bill Belichick, he's on the hot seat too. So we got McDaniels and Belichick on the hot seat, but I believe Belichick's even more on the hot seat. 1-4, only scoring 3 points in the last 2 games, but this defense is still what New England defense's philosophy is all about: getting takeaways, getting after the quarterback. It's not as good as before, but this defense could still disrupt the Raiders' offense, which is not doing so great, and could still cause Jimmy G to turn over the ball. And this game is a must-win again, as good teams must do is win the games they're supposed to against teams that are not good. And this is one of the 2 games that I believe in the next 2 weeks we have to win, must win, to have a shot at getting 9-10 wins. I predicted 11, but I didn't know our offense was going to be like this, but still hold me up to 11 wins. But these next 2 games could be our 9-10th wins going into the end of the stretch of the season later on. But yeah, against the Patriots, we got to come in, play good. Hopefully our offense plays better. Defense picks it up a little bit, even though it's not been good times. But this year, they've been stepping it up. But man, I look for this offense to just put it to the Patriots defense, and let's go out there and give them a good showing. Josh McDaniels, I know he doesn't want to lose to Bill Belichick because I know people are still calling for his firing. Even though I think it was too early. I don't like him as a coach, honestly. But, it's hard to bring in someone else mid-season. But if he does lose and his defense playing well, you could say, well, fire him and just make our DC, Patrick Graham, the interim, because he's been stepping up, honestly, even though I called for his going last year and in the beginning of this year a little bit. But just our offense putting our defense in bad spots. But this week, the keys to the games, I believe, is our offense scoring at least 24 points. Because I think if you do score 24 points against this Patriots team, you will win the game because their offense hasn't been nothing spectacular. Mac Jones hasn't done anything spectacular. And their defense is the best thing going on for them. But I think we could expose some parts of the defense. And their offense, I think our defense will hold them up to under 20 points this week. And get Josh Jacobs going, man. Take a little bit more deep threats down the field. I know this week I seen on film Trey Tucker was open on a go route, and Jimmy G was looking that way, but I just think Jimmy G couldn't make that throw. That's why he didn't throw. Ended up taking the sack. Those are the difference between plays here and now and then. And our defense holding the Packers to field goals last week, and which will help us this week. Sometimes you do give up good plays or big plays, but we just gotta limit them at the end of the day to a field goal and give our offense a chance to score 7 instead of 3. But one big play last week was the Marcus Peters horse tackle, which, flags for the most part are bad, but sometimes they're good flags, And then when that happened, I remember I was watching it, and I was like, okay, I'll accept that flag. That's a good flag. Saving a touchdown, at least giving your defense a chance to make a stop, and which we did. We held them to 3 instead of 7, and maybe that won us the game right there. Big play by Marcus Peters, and I know I was saying too, why is he playing so far back at the end of the game? But he's a corner. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He saved a couple plays there and now. But, man, this offense for the Raiders has to get going. Has to produce because we haven't played all that good to win games like this. And when you do play good teams, man, we're going to get exposed. And we can't get to the level we need to get to the level and be explosive if Jimmy G keeps turning over the ball. McDaniels not getting creative on the offensive side. And, I think Adams made a good point this week is after the game on Monday that he's tired of being in close games, only winning or losing by much. that we need to be winning convincingly, especially against these teams like the Patriots and then next week against the Chicago Bears, because, man, I don't want to be a nail biter being, by a touchdown or even 3 points. Oh, we barely sneaked out. No, this is teams that you should win by double digits or even more, while they're down, nail to the coffin, freaking hands all on deck, freaking keep the foot on the gas pedal and roll, man. But we'll see what we get from this week. Hopefully the Raiders win. We'll go to 3-3 and we'll be in business. See you Sunday at Allegiant. And I hope you guys watching 125 Pacific time. Let's go Raiders. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow and share this. And let me know what you guys want to hear from yours only, Canelo, from this Raider podcast. All right. Have a good one and we'll see. Just win, baby.